Hey guys, how's it going? Zeek here, and in today's video we're going to look at Magic Lantern Raw time-lapse in 4K and 5K modes. I've got to say the quality is absolutely fantastic and you guys got to check this out. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a hands-on tutorial on how to set 4K/5K time-lapse on the CanonEOS M. Now I've got them both here with me. I've got one of them on a mini tripod. This thing's fantastic. You can put it behind cars, you can put it in bushes. You can just really hide this thing because it's small, play it low key, so it's really cool. And then you've got this one over here. This is like a gorilla pod. You know, you can wrap it around things, you can attach it to fences, you can attach it to branches on trees, just anything. Just get really creative with this type of stuff. So I really like to use this when I'm doing time lapses. And to be honest, these cost no more than $10. You can grab them off eBay or secondhand stores and just get them for real cheap. No need to spend big dollars. Now when I do my time lapses, I like to stick with wide angle lenses. So over here I've got the Canon 10 to 18mm. And I also use the Tokina 12 to 28mm. So when you're recording the sky and stuff like that, you get a really wide field of view. You can capture all the clouds in the sky moving, and it just looks really cool. With Magic Lantern 4K/5K RAW, you get up to 5 frames per second in 4K and up to 2 frames per second in 5K RAW. And the quality, like I said, is just really remarkable. It just looks beautiful. It's an additional tool to this camera, so you know we get more and more awesome modes to use when we're out shooting with these cameras. So really fantastic stuff. Alright, so now it leaves us to the hands-on tutorial on how to set this thing up. Let's go take a look. Alright guys, I've got the CanonEOS M here, and what we're going to do is, because I'm in MCM Rewire mode, I'm going to go ahead and take it to the 4K mode over here. And what I've done is I've set it prior to 2.35:1 aspect ratio. If you don't enable this, then the menu becomes really laggy, especially in the 4K mode. So what you're going to do is half press the shutter and it should register. Alright, said turn off audio if you haven't done already. So to do that, you just go all the way down to the bottom, and obviously sound recording is disabled. So what we do from here is we tap presets, and then we go down to here, 4K time lapse, and then click set. And then what you want to do is just, you know, select which frame rate you prefer. So you've got all these options for 4K, and the 5K modes down here, 0.4 FPS to 2 FPS, 5K. I normally shoot 5K 2 FPS, so I'm going to select that, and then half press the shutter. Now if your camera turns off or whatever, just turn it back on, and then do the same process. So here it is loading. Then you should get a confirmation over here. So it says time lapse 2 frames per second, and then you go back to the menu, and then raw video, tap on that, and then bring the resolution all the way up to 5K. Alright, so that's the max for 2.35:1. Press menu. And then there you go. Time-lapse is installed. Alright, so you obviously can't see anything right now. So hold the trash can, and then you want to go down to customize buttons. Now over here, info selectable. So if you press the info button, that's going to switch from framing to real time. So right now we're in real time, and we want to look at framing, what we're actually getting. So press info, and then that's exactly what you're getting. So from this, that's when you want to set your focus to the clouds or to the people in the streets or whatever you're recording with this time-lapse mode. And then from there, just press record. So normally I have this on a tripod or gorilla pod or whatever, and I've got it stationary. I'll leave it to record for around 6 to 10 minutes, and then I go ahead and pick it back up. Now I've got the shutter speed over here, so 1/13. It's completely up to you what motion you're looking for. Are you looking for a blurry motion, or are you looking for something that's choppy? If you want choppy, then you'd shoot around 140th of a shutter or somewhere around there. But general rule of thumb, I shoot around 1/33 or 1/50th of a shutter. So once you've got your limit, just press the record button, and then you've stopped the recording. And then to see what you've recorded, just press the play button, and then you can pretty much see what you've recorded. So you've got the resolution up there, 4968 by 2114, and then you got your frames, the max frames that you've recorded. So this is really good to see, 2.35:1, 5K raw time lapse at 2 frames per second. It's awesome stuff. It's a great tool in the bag. Absolutely love this. So go ahead and half press the shutter. Now because sometimes it can be hard to see your focus, so what you want to do is just to make sure you've got live digic peaking on. So what it does is just over sharpens your live view, makes things more clear, adds clarity, and it just helps you to get your focus on point. I also find an external viewfinder to help. So if you can get a Zeek or just a budget viewfinder, that will definitely help in these types of situations. Alright guys, so I've got MLV app here and I've loaded some of my time-lapse videos. And what you could do is go here, click I. So it shows you here that I shot 4K and 5 frames per second, what lens I used, and all that stuff, f8, ISO 100. So it's really cool. And then close that. And then what you see here, you can see these focus pixels. So what you do to fix that is you go over here, take that off, and then enable Chroma Smooth 3x3. And then that will remove all the focus pixels. So when you go to export DNG files, you don't get any dots in your videos. So once that's enabled, you can go ahead and copy it and then paste it onto all the rest of your footage. So then you don't have to go one by one. Alright, so here's the one I shot at 4 frames per second. And it shows you the exposure over time. So you got the sun over there behind the clouds and it comes out. So it's pretty cool. Alright, so if you look at the frames, I've done 2,207 frames, which is heaps. So if you're going to export ProRes, it's going to take a really long time. So go ahead and select Cinema DNG Uncompressed, and then you can do frame rate override or whatever you want. I tend to leave it just as it is, and then go ahead and export that. If you have a slow computer but you really want to use ProRes, then I'd suggest shooting for less than 5 minutes, around 4 minutes or so, and that will give you less frames to deal with in post. But if you want to record for a really long time, then DaVinci exports DNG would be the best way to go because it's a quick export. So in Final Cut over here, I've got some sample clips that are recorded. If we can maybe drag them into the timeline. And these are all shot with different lenses. I think this was a Nikon or something, and I exported it as a different resolution. But as you can see, it's going really quick. And then you go into this one, and you can see the clouds just moving really nicely. Now if you press play, it goes a bit slow because we're shooting at 2 FPS to 4 FPS. So you can just quicken that to around, I'd say 400 to 500%. But that's just me. You guys can do whatever you like. And you can see it's a lot quicker and it just looks really nice and it's very creative. I mean, this is a lot of fun to work with. When you're on the beach or something, you want to get the waves moving or whatever. This is just really, really cool. So then we've got this one over here. If you press play, it goes for a while. So if you want to speed that up, you just Command R and Final Cut and just speed it up to 500 or 400%, just whatever you guys like. Just go ahead and press play. Alright, if you go ahead to the next one, press Command R. This one I'll bring it to around 300% and then press play. And there you go, looks really cool. Thanks guys for watching, hopefully you got something out of this. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.